There are two important cases, I think, interesting cases coming up dealing with the Second Amendment, and I believe it have a direct impact upon police officers' safety and just handling of gun-related calls. One is the issue over bump stocks. We're all familiar with bump stocks from 2017, Las Vegas shooting, and from the hotel. And the case is Garland versus Cargill. And basically, it's whether or not the definition of machine gun is defined under federal statute and by the ATF is going to cover bump stocks. For a decade prior to the Las Vegas shooting, the ATF took the position that it was not qualified as a machine gun. They changed their ruling subsequent to Las Vegas. So bump stocks are going to be challenged, and we're going to see a case before the court directly on that. The other issue is the United States versus Rahimi. And this involves whether or not a domestic violence defendant or an individual also convicted of a felony should be denied the right to possess a weapon. And it's going to be very interesting to see the outcome in this case, because Rahimi is somebody who was under domestic violence protective order, stay away order, and or convicted of the domestic violence, and had prior felony convictions or violent convictions, one involving a hit and run, and I believe also I have it in my notes here somewhere, several other violent crime, multiple shootings. When the police searched his home, they found a rifle and a pistol. So he's making a Second Amendment claim that just because I'm a felon, you can't take my gun from me. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out when it gets to the court and what the court might say. There's a case that Justice Coney Barrett, when she was in the Seventh Circuit, weighed in on, and it was Cantor versus Barr. And she wrote, founding era legislatures did not strip felons of the right to bear arms simply because of their status as felons. I mean, arguably, if somebody's convicted of, embezzling $3,000 and it's a felony and they get convicted, I could see the argument. Rahimi, we're dealing with somebody who has prior, multiple shootings, hit and run, based upon the facts that I read. So it's going to be interesting to see what the court decides in that case. Certainly, if they say, yeah, felons galore, have your guns, it's going to be a tough world for police. It's going to be a really tough world. Yeah. I mean, we can all say, yeah, we value the Second Amendment, but we value a reasonable approach to the Second Amendment. I don't think it'd be reasonable to grant it in that sort of circumstance. We have a violent felon and requesting their Second Amendment rights.